Шановні колеги, ми продовжуємо.
Dear colleagues, we continue our working day, and now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesman and NATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Now the information about the events that happened in the ATO zone during the last 24 hours. The Lugansk sector, the main military actions were in the Popasnyansky region. Right after midnight in Troitsk, the occupants delivered half-hour mortar shelling. Then, during the day, they actively shelled our positions with the use of grenade launchers along the front line in Popasnyansky region. And closer to the evening, they started to use heavy weapons. And in Troitsk, from 4 till 6 p.m., there was massive mortar shelling of 80 positions delivered by the militants, and within 2 hours they launched about 100 mines of different caliber, and after that it was calm in the region. In the Novoudarsk region, yesterday the enemy violated ceasefire twice in Novotashkivskem and Krymskem, and in both cases they used grenade launchers of different systems. In Stanично-Lugansk region, the militants 3 times opened fire at our positions near Stanitsa-Luganska, all in dark hours and with the use of small arms. During the last 24 hours in the Lugansk sector, there were 13 enemy shellings, including 4 with the use of heavy weapons. The Donetsk sector, the enemy was active in all key regions of confrontation. Especially, the situation is difficult in Svetlodarsk Bulge, with the epicenter in Lugansk. There, enemy shellings lasted around the clock. The most heavy were after midnight and in the early morning, and during night shelling, enemy launched 40 artillery shells and the same amount of mortar mines. In the morning, they used mortars, and the intensity was the same. In 2.5 hours, the militants launched to the ATO positions about 80 mines. And then, throughout the day, in this part of front line, the enemy actively used small arms, including sniper rifles and APC weaponry, and after 11 p.m. Continued firing with the use of artillery. In Gorlovka perimeter, the militants were active in northern part in Zaitsevo. In the morning and during the day, they used small arms to provoke our servicemen to return fire. In Avdiivka and in its flanks, military actions are of middle intensity, and the enemy uses heavy weapons, including mortars in this part of front line and tanks in Avdiivka industrial zone. In the region of the Donetsk airport, the enemy was active in Opatna, where they used APCs actively and small arms and sporadically mortars. One instance of ceasefire violation with the use of machine guns was recorded in Nevelske. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk sector, there were 30 enemy shellings, 1/3 with the use of heavy weapons. The Mariupol sector. There, enemy shellings continue in the Mariinsky region and in the south, Pavlopil-Shirokina part of front line. Yesterday, the occupants sporadically used mortars, armored vehicles, and throughout the day, they opened fire with the use of small arms. Also in Novotroitsk, that is near Dokuchaevsk, there were 2 sniper firing delivered by the enemy during the day and after sunset. During the last 24 hours in the Mariupol sector, there were 26 enemy shellings, including 6 with the use of heavy weapons, mortars. And during the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, 2 Ukrainian servicemen were killed and 13 were wounded, including 1 woman. Our hearts go out to the families of servicemen who were killed. They continue to check knowledge and skills of graduates of Institute of Aviation and Anti-Aircraft Defense of National University of Defense of Ukraine, named after Ivan Chernyhivsky. These tests are carried out on the basis of the training command units of 41st Education and Training Center of Armed Forces of Ukraine. In the course of examination, students carried out duties of commanders of aviation brigades, anti-aircraft and missile radio-technical brigades, and the main attention was paid to combat duty and repel of air attacks. Thank you. This is all. If you have questions, please ask. Thank you. There is a question. Crimean News. On the 29th, in the afternoon, there was shelling by militants, and Avdiivka went without electricity because of the damage of the supply line. What about repair works? The matter is, they continue to deliver fire. There are firing with the use of artillery and mortars and small arms, machine guns and grenade launchers of different caliber. Once they have the opportunity, our repair crews start work, but recently it was impossible to establish the ceasefire, and we believe that starting the Minsk agreements are implemented when full lull is established and Ukraine supported, and we wait for this lull from the enemy. They should stop shelling, and we will be able to carry out repair works, and then we will restore electricity and water supply to citizens. If you don't have other questions, thank you.
Колеги, наступна подія рівно о 1:00.